I had commented in a previous video how Christ the Lord is Risen Today was probably my most risky hymn rewrite, and I don't often step in this territory of rewriting tunes to hymns that are well known, hymns that are used a lot by a large variety of churches, and hymns for which the original tune is really well loved. It was really only that it came really easy to write this new tune. I don't quite know the origin of it, but it came through a kind of electronic dialogue between me and my friend Ryan West, who's leading worship up in Washington. We basically started tossing around this idea with Christ the Lord is Risen Today because we were interested in grabbing hold of more modern music for Easter. You know, oftentimes in Easter, I feel like my only option is to go traditional, which isn't a bad thing at all, but I'm often looking for songs that are in a modern setting and yet reflect powerfully on resurrection themes. Now there are a lot of modern songs that do reflect on resurrection themes, but none with the depth of some of these old hymns. And Christ the Lord is Risen Today, for obvious reasons, is one of the best of those. I think what we capture that perhaps is not captured in Wesley's or the original tune with Wesley's hymn is the sense of it being more of a fight song. You know, in the original tune, it's awfully victorious, but what I like about our setting for the glad sound is that it's got a real edge to it. It's punchy. It's harder. You know, I wish we might have even tracked it with some harder electric guitars, but nonetheless, it's pretty heavy hitting. And as is the dilemma with many of these hymns, we're trying to put a hymn that was written with certain parameters in mind. Often those parameters are verse, 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 into a modern grid. And often a modern grid means you need a chorus and you need a bridge. Now some people think that that's apostasy, that I would take a hymn and rework it such that the authorial intent is really messed with and there's no integrity anymore. I wonder if it's the only way that some of us are going to hear some of these hymns, so I'm willing to venture into that God-forsaken territory, as some describe it. So I thought about, you know, what would be a fitting chorus for this song. Well, why don't we use the words that we often use, especially in liturgical churches when we're celebrating the resurrection on Easter Sunday, and we say, He is risen indeed. And then finally to top that off with the reflection that Christ's resurrection is our creed. It's what we say. It's what we believe. It's what we attest before this world. Christ is risen. This is our creed. Those words seemed fitting, you know, as a simple way to top off and cap off and summarize what Wesley was driving toward. And then a bridge, you know, for lack of anything better, we just decided it's worth singing Alleluia again and again.